All right, it is 7:16. What would you do if you came face to face with a shark? No, it's not our participate question online today. We're asking this because a recent suspected shark attack right here in New England off the coast of Cape Cod left one man facing that question. And here to tell us how to improve our odds with a number of shark safety tips, Veronica Gray, the surf lady. You call yourself the surf lady. This is really interesting. You grew up in the Philippines, you were just telling me.
Yes.
You now live in California.
Yes.
Now, the Philippines, I would imagine, we have a lot of sharks.
A lot of sharks, but California has the man-eating sharks.
Is it in California that you suddenly kind of thought, well, I need to figure this out?
Well, they have the most great white shark attacks in the world. So I thought I'm going to study and learn how to protect myself. And as I was doing the research, I realized it's really helpful and vital information. So we put it all together in a book.
Yeah.
And even though we have a book, Swim Without Sharks, we also give out most of the information free on our website, swimwithoutsharks.com.
How cool. Now, we have the book here with us, too, by the way. I don't know if right here, it kind of looks like Shark Busters.
Yes.
But it's Swim Without Sharks, the real surfer's paradise. So California has the most. Talk about Connecticut a little bit. What's the deal here?
One of the greatest things about Connecticut, there's a lot to love about your state, but it's one of only 5 states that have never had a shark attack in recorded history.
Well, let's try to keep that shutout going, but does this mean we're due for one, or why don't we get them here?
Basically, maybe it's because sharks' food is not in Connecticut. Sharks will go wherever their food source is, and their favorite food are seals. So if there's not a lot of seals in Connecticut, then you're not going to find a lot of sharks here.
I would tend to think that means, though, that if you're a swimmer somewhere and you see seals around, maybe you don't want to hang out in the water. Is that right?
That is one of the most important tips to avoid a shark attack or encountering a shark. As soon as you see seals, get out of the water. If someone is fishing in the area, get out of the water. How sharks sense you is they have these things on their body called lateral lines. So they don't necessarily need to smell your blood, although they can.
Yep.
What they sense is movement.
Okay.
And so they can sense if you're doing excessive splashing, too much crazy erratic movement.
Yeah.
You're mimicking sort of a fish on a hook.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to avoid a shark attack, don't make erratic movements and avoid anybody who's fishing, because that's what attracts sharks. So you'll see people fishing off a pier. That's not where you want to be swimming.
Okay. And play dead, I suppose. I'm just kidding, because you need to keep swimming. All right, so let's talk about some of these tips, because, and you were just talking about, I think, alluding to one of these, but you start off with stay close to shore. How far out is not safe?
Well, the further out you get, if there's a sudden drop off where the
Where the shelf drop off
yes,
underwater?
you don't ever want to go past that.
Okay.
Because that increases the chances of encountering a larger shark.
I see. Well, yeah, that would seem to make sense. You also say to never wear jewelry. Why is that?
Never wear any jewelry or anything sparkly at all. I used to wear these pretty little things in my hair, and if they catch the light, it looks again like a lure.
Okay.
So that's what makes sharks interested.
Okay, all right, and also the black and white stripes, because you were talking about the lines. So wear black and white zebra type stripes.
Right, I specifically wore this fabulous outfit by Miguel Torres.
It is fabulous.
Well, thank you. Because I wanted to show your audience a visual. Bright colors are really bad. They attract sharks. Why? Because you look like a tropical fish.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you just imagine any kind of fish you've ever seen, you don't want to look like that. So black and white stripes is just neutral. Sharks avoid that. So
right.
That's just a really good tip to remember.
So if you have a referee's outfit, I suppose you could wear that in the water. Stay away from the seals. We talked about that because they're shark food, right?
Yes.
Okay, stay away from people fishing. You also mentioned that. Now I want to ask you a little bit real quickly here about blood, because you mentioned, because they can smell. So is there any truth to, well, you know, if you have a cut that's healing or something like that, should you stay out of the water?
Yes, there is truth to that. If you're bleeding, get out of the water. They can smell, I guess, something like 1 drop in 1 million drops of blood. Apparently, they've been around for 400 million years.
Pretty evolved.
They're very evolved, and you don't even have to be bitten by a shark to be hurt by a shark. Their skin is so rough that if you even brush against a shark, you could get cut.
Wow. Veronica,
Yes.
great. You know what? This is fascinating. I wish we had more time, but thank you so much. This, your book, and of course the website. If you forgot her website, you can go to ours and get a connection to it, WTNH.com. Very simple to do.